Imperial supply wagons are backing up something awful.
That sounds about right.
All right, what is it?
Turns out you don't learn much from just sleeping with something.
It would seem so.
Serana, what does it have to do with the
Let's move
Imperial...
faster. The sun is... It's not great for my skin, if you know what I mean.
Oh, don't try to change the subject. Exactly how have you been going about getting information? Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. In today's Skyrim mod showcase on the PS4, we're going to be taking a look at a mod that's going to offer some much needed immersion when it comes to our interactions with supported vanilla voice type characters in game. The mod is called Small Talk. It was ported to PlayStation by Mod Author aurllcooljay and originally created by Mod Author RustyShack2. Now, while modded voices like Sofia, for example, are not supported, and not all vanilla voice types are, for example, Jazargo and his voice type seems to be exempt, the vast majority seem to be supported by it, which are included in the mod description. And with the mod active, for those that are supported, you're able to talk to NPCs, asking them things like what they think about a place, their day, so on. And in the case of followers, even better, is you can have up to 5 followers that when you welcome them to the team will actually have conversations with one another and acknowledge each other, and could be anything about, again, their day, telling stories, their battles, what have you. Now, the mod might be called Small Talk, but the download size unfortunately is anything but small, as it is very large for somebody like myself that doesn't have much space. In fact, I had to delete the other mods I had to do with NPC dialogue, so I don't know if this is going to be compatible with them or not. But still, I am glad that I did, for it is a very, really interesting and immersive mod, although definitely does have some kind of odd quirks too that we'll get into. In any case, let's see how to find today's showcase mod. So in order to find this mod, you want to bring up your search function with L1. And then type in Small Talk to search bar. That should get the mod to come right up, name of which is Small Talk. This mod was ported to PlayStation by Mod Author aurllcooljay with original credit going to the Mod Author RustyShack2. There's a link to the permissions that's been provided, and the mod description in part reads, this mod adds a new dialogue branch to followers, hello there. When selecting that, you see you have several things that you can talk to them about, which are simple questions, human questions, but it doesn't stop there. Followers now talk to each other, but you do need to be using a mod that allows you to have more than one at a time, such as multiple followers system, and to join the banter pool, the follower must be one of the current followers and a supported vanilla voice type. When the conditions are met, a new dialogue option appears, welcome to the team, and up to 5 active supported followers then can speak with each other at the time. Now, vanilla voice type followers will engage in lightweight immersive scenes such as, and you can see a list here of what they will talk to each other about, and also there's additional information here. I don't have time to cover everything, but it's very important to read this, as there is compatibility as well as the goal of the mod and exactly what it is that this mod is trying to do. And so please, as always, make certain to read the mod description for things like the voice types that are supported, important information that you need to know. Always read the mod description in its entirety before choosing to download and install this or any other mod. So, with the mod downloaded and enabled, something to keep in mind is if you don't see the dialogue option, which is hello there, keep in mind that it is only supported vanilla voice types, so the character might not be. Again, there's a list of ones that are. And also, you might need to reload the save sometimes to get dialogue options to appear, although that's not been my case. 2 good ones to check this with would be popular followers Lydia and Serana, as they are both supported. Speaking of supported characters, we have an example of a couple of NPCs over here, one that is and one that is not, and nice that they are actually standing together. So, Mikhail is supported by the mod, his voice type. However, Alfred is not. So, if I speak with Mikhail, get back here.
If it's a lady you're looking for, you best look elsewhere. Once Mikhail gets them, they're got.
So we're used to him saying that, of course, but you'll notice he has a new option called hello there, and then he also has his vanilla option, and he has this option from a separate mod that's not a part of the showcase. But if I select hello there...
Can I help you?
it brings up new options. I can ask him what's on his mind. I can ask him what he thinks about this place. I can ask him what he thinks about the weather. Sometimes there'll be options like asking to tell about themselves or a story. Really just depends. In any case, let's ask him what he thinks about Whiterun. So let's go ahead and select this. What do you think of this place?
Just fine. Whiterun is a lovely city. Some parting advice? Women love sunsets.
Okay, so that time he didn't have much to say. Sometimes it'll be like that and there won't be much airtime, so I'll talk
I'm a
quite
bard
a
by
lengthy
trade.
time.
Perhaps you've heard of me.
So let me try again with a different one.
Can I help you?
So let's say what's on your mind this time.
Do the men you killed haunt you? Mine do. Yeah,
what?
take care of yourself.
Okay, I think I just got a murder confession on tape. Keep in mind that the voice type, the characters are spread through many different characters, so that could have come from anybody, and it might suit some better than others, or he's got a few skeletons in his closet. Any case, Ulfrid,
patron of the great
you'll
clan
notice that he does not
Battleborn.
have the option
A name
that we
I'm
did with
sure
Mikhail.
you know well.
That means that this voice type and any character that uses it is not supported, at least not at this time, by the mod. And that would go for
Watch
ones like
yourself,
Jazarga as well. Now, for one that is definitely supported, let me go ahead and show you how to set this up with a follower. So this is a separate mod that I'm using to teleport Lydia to me. Now, currently, Lydia is not set as a
Back
current
from some
follower, so
adventure,
if I
I
speak
bet.
with her, it's like any other supported voice type, like with Kyle, I can just say hello there. Let's go ahead and do that.
Yes, my love? What do you need?
She does recognize that they're married, and you can ask her what's on her mind, you can ask her what she thinks about the place, the weather, but you can also say, tell me about yourself. Now, my Dragonborns have been married to her going on, I think, 6 years now, so I hope he would know his wife, but in any case, let me go ahead and select this, see what she has to say.
I don't need to be the loudest person in the room. If I have something worth saying, I'll say it. Until then, I'm comfortable simply listening.
Okay, so that was a little bit longer than what Mikhail had been saying, and select it again, might give a different option, might give the same. Sometimes they'll say it to you, sometimes they'll say the exact same dialogue to somebody that asks them that as a follower. And to do that, you have to have them as a follower, so you can use any of the slots here in MFS if you have it, or do what I'm going to do, which is use a vanilla slot.
Lead the way.
Set her as an active follower, and then when speaking
Still
with
here.
her and selecting the same option, which is hello there,
Yes,
she'll
my
have
love?
a new option
What do you
in the
need?
dialogue tree that appears because she meets the criteria, which is this right here, welcome to the team. So as long as they are set as an active follower and you don't have already the limit, which is up to 5, you can select welcome to the team, and what this does is then when you have another follower that again you have set to this and meets the criteria, they will have a conversation with each other, and up to 5 of them can talk back and forth and about different things. Now keep in mind, if you do not set any of them to this, even if the mod's active, you will never hear them really talking, and they don't really have like idle chatter, so you do need to use this if you want to hear them talk to each other. Let me go ahead and do it real quick.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Thank you.
But before I get a follower out here, I want to
Yes,
see if
my
I
love?
can get her
What do you need?
to bring up something else I want to show. So let me see. Let me just ask her what's on her mind.
I'm dying for a rest. I swear I could lie down right now and just sleep forever.
Okay, that's not what I was looking for. So sometimes when you speak with a character, they'll ask you something back and it'll bring up like a whole list of responses that you can say to them, but it's not as immersive as you might think, and I was going to try to show what I was talking about, but she's not cooperating. So instead, let me see if sometimes you speak with them, a
Still
new
here.
dialogue option will come up where they will,
Yes,
you can
my
ask
love?
them to tell a story,
What do you
and they'll
need?
tell a story about their past, which can be pretty interesting, and which she does not have, of course. Okay,
Let's
change of
get going,
plans.
then.
Let me get another follower out that I know has a supported voice type, which is Ferwin, as she uses Berlana's voice type, so that I can try to hopefully show kind of a unique quirk that can happen with characters
Yes.
and this mod though. So, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and set her in
Lead
MF
the
slot
way.
1,
I hope monsters come and eat you.
and now that
I'm
she
right
is...
behind you.
Excuse me a minute. And I hope you fall on your ugly ass face, Lars. Little bastard.
Still here.
At any rate, now that she's set in
Hello,
MFS
friend.
slot 1 and is one of my active followers, I can go ahead and set her to welcome to team, just like I did Lydia, and by doing this, then those two will potentially have a conversation.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thanks.
Oh, perfect timing. So
Lead
now
on.
we can see that Lydia is ignoring Ferwin and going over there. Okay, change of plans while we wait to see if they are going to talk. Let me go ahead and show you what I was talking about the unique quirk that can happen with this mod. Everyone? Where'd she go? Why is nothing going my way today? Any rate, sorry about that. Let me get her over here away from that. So, as I stated, the characters, the actor or actress voice multiple different characters. So when the mod supports the voice, sometimes something odd will come out of a particular character that you know is more geared towards another one. So for example, with Ferwin having Berlana's voice type, now some of the things that she says when you ask her something suits the character perfectly fine, but there are times that she will reference something that Berlana did, like casting a spell on the Dragonborn, and Ferwin doesn't use magic, so it can be a little unimmersive at times like that. I'm going to try to show you what I'm talking about here. So, tell me about yourself.
I've always wanted to see more of the world. Every traveler makes distant places sound slightly different. I think I'd like to find out which stories are true for myself.
Okay, now see, that suited Ferwin perfectly fine, and would suit
friend.
Berlana as well. But let me try to see if I can get her to say something that's more geared towards...
I made a wish in the town well that a golden knight came to take me to his castle. Oh, does it spoil the wish if I tell?
Okay, so that's something that she says how to follow a commentary overhaul. So again, of course, not cooperating for me to try to showcase this stuff. I tell you what, next up, let's go ahead and get another supported voice type, which is Serana. So, go ahead and select her real quick. And Serana's a little bit different to enter into the pool. Not really, but in any case, I'm going to go ahead and set her to MFS slot 2 real quick.
Another adventure.
So what I mean by she is different is that the wording is a little bit different with her, and also how it works, at least in my testing. So I'm going to go ahead and select hello there. And for her, it has actually got her name, so you can take and say, welcome to the team, Serana. Now, in the case of Lydia and Ferwin, let's say that I dismiss them after they've been in the pool. Next time that I set them as an active follower, I have to welcome them to the team again, or they won't communicate with each other. However, Serana doesn't give me the option. In my testing, after I've dismissed her and I bring her back as an active follower, she never brings up the dialogue about welcome to the team, Serana. Sometimes she'll go ahead and just talk with them again. Other times, though, she's remained quiet, and I've had to disable the mod and re-enable it in order to fix the issue.
What is it?
Okay, so let's go ahead and see what she has to say about herself. So tell me about yourself.
I like small, clever things more than grand displays. Trinkets, puzzles, recipes that make sense. Those things catch my eye. Big gestures are fine. Give me something useful, and I'll notice.
I really do like how it makes them a lot more immersive when talking with them and stuff, and gives you more to do with the character than them just following you. So, I know what she'll say if I ask about the weather, about complaining about the sun, so instead let's ask what she thinks of Whiterun.
What a curious city. It's so open.
Okay, this is what I was trying to talk about earlier, so you can see I have new options here to what she said that I can select.
Charming place.
And then you can see I got new options again. Sometimes it'll be more than this, but whatever I pick...
That sounds about right.
She pretty much will have the same response, and that's what I was trying to show with Lydia earlier. See, what it is kind of like a roleplay thing, to where when they say something, you would take and respond how your character would, but unfortunately, it doesn't really affect what they then in turn respond to you. I wish it would, as that would be even more immersive, but they'll pretty much just say, like, it seems so, or something like that. That's what I was trying to show earlier with Lydia. Now, something else I would like to show, if y'all would stop standing far apart and actually talk to each other, which they can do standing far apart, but none of them are cooperating and actually speaking to each other, to where you can see about this welcome to the team pool and how it works. Of course, now, the three of them are choosing to be difficult because I'm trying to film it. Earlier, they were talking to each other quite often. In any case, let's see if any of them have the other options yet that I was talking about. Okay, so Ferwin does, so she actually has two, as she has another one right here. But the one that I want to show you is this, which has got a story to share. Now, I'll warn you that these can be quite long.
I have a habit of collecting little things people do. You know, how they tie a scarf, a nervous laugh. They're tiny, useless notes in my head, but they make faces familiar.
Go on.
Once I copied a merchant's way of bowing, and he smiled like I'd paid him a compliment. He told me a story about his daughter. and I nearly missed my stop. Then, I tried to learn a fisherman's whistle to pass the time. It sounded awful at first, like a chicken with a cold. He taught me the right tune and then winked like we shared a secret.
Really?
Collecting habits isn't about pretending to be someone else. It's about finding ways to make strangers feel seen. And sometimes, it makes me feel less alone on the road. I once tried to mimic a noble's posture and nearly fell off a bench. They laughed, I laughed, and we both felt lighter for it. Awkwardness can be a bridge if you let it.
I see.
Now I keep a few of those little habits tucked away like postcards. When I'm missing home, I pull one out and remember a face. It's a small, private collection of mine that makes the world more familiar.
Okay, so that's one of the stories that her voice type can have, and they will have others. Sometimes they also mix and match that.
Questions.
Finally.
It would seem so. What's on your mind?
We've got enough to worry about right now. You stay focused, and I'll worry about me.
It would seem so.
Make me wait all that time, and that's how long you guys talked for. It's better than that, and I'll take it. So, when you have 2 followers, sometimes they'll go ahead and talk to each other, but you'll notice having 3, that Furwan had asked Lydia something, Serana interrupted, and then she more or less was speaking with her, and they kind of all just mix and match together. So that can happen, and tell you what, maybe they'll be less distracted if I go out here. I'll be back with you guys in a minute. I'll try to capture some more. Okay, so, tell you what I'm going to do. Again, I don't know what it is. Ever since I started filming the showcase, they're just choosing to be difficult.
Weather's
But
shifting.
Lovely.
It would seem so. All right, what is it?
It's so bright out here. I don't know how you stand it.
It would seem so.
all that time I was sitting here quiet, just waiting for you to talk, and you waited till I started to talk and then talked about the weather. Okay, so they can also talk about the weather and stuff, which sun is currently setting over there, it looked like. But in any case, what I'm going to do, so that I don't know how long this video is going to be, I'm going to try to go get a couple of male followers as well, invite them in the poll. Remember, you can have up to 5. And what I'm going to do is try to capture some different conversations with them and stuff. And they will have things like they'll talk to each other. You might, like the story earlier, they might repeat that same story to each other or whatever. They're supposed to have stuff for awareness and battle and talk about that, but I haven't really heard any of that because somebody over there keeps hitting everybody with her ice AoE attack, that ice storm, pissing them off. So if anybody happens to know a mod to disable that, let me know. I've looked and looked. I have a mod that disables Serana's necromancy, but I'd love to get one that would disable that damn ice storm because I can't stand it. Any case, thank you to Mod Author aurllcooljay for porting this mod to PlayStation. Thank you to the original mod author that created it and allowed your work to be ported here. Very appreciated. Adds a lot of immersion to the characters. And so next up, I'm going to try to see what I can get for you guys. It'll be at the end of the video. But in any case, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this showcase. I hope that it helped you out. Take care.
I've never cared much for looking important. The truly capable people rarely need to announce themselves. Usually everyone already knows.
Perfect time to ask this.
I tried to grow mushrooms once. Not for food, just because the cellar looked empty. I thought a little life would be nice.
Go on.
I followed on an old recipe in a book and tended them like plants. They glowed faintly at night, like tiny, polite lanterns. It made the cellar feel less like a crypt and more like a room.
Interesting.
Curiosity got the better of me, so I brewed a small potion from one. Not dangerous, just a shimmer and a pleasant warmth. I tested it on a candle. The flame turned a soft, pale blue.
Really?
I kept one mushroom in a jar for a while as a nightlight. It was comforting in a way I didn't expect. Small, harmless things like that are worth more than you'd think. Once I gave the potion to a visiting scholar as a joke. He spent an hour trying to figure out why his notes looked nicer. He never suspected a glowing mushroom had anything to do with it.
I see.
I stopped growing them when I realized I preferred the quiet. But sometimes, on long nights, I miss that tiny light. Little experiments like that remind me life can be oddly gentle.
A woman in Morthal told me her neighbor hasn't been seen in 2 weeks. Guards say he left town. His horse is still in the stable.
Tell me a story. A good one.
I once decided the castle needed flowers. Yellow mountain flowers, specifically. Bright, defiant little things. I thought they would cheer the place up.
Aye.
They did not like being underground. They drooped within a week, stubbornly refusing to be cheerful. I tried moving them closer to a window. That went poorly.
Go on.
I attempted a little light mimicking spell next. It made the petals shimmer, which was lovely for about an hour. Then the stems collapsed in a very undignified heap.
Interesting.
Lesson learned. Not every bright idea survives translation into practice. Some things need the right place, not the right intention. Adapt the plan to the world you actually have.
Right?
So I planted night-blooming things instead. Nightshade, mostly delicate, dark flowers that open under moonlight. They look perfectly at home in the dim corridors.
Go on.
I kept a small pot by my window. It reminded me that patience and the right choice beat stubbornness. Sometimes the best light is the one that suits you.
That was worth the telling.
Good story.
Thank you.
Well told.
Heard any rumors lately?
I heard a bard in Solitude played a song so sad that everyone in the inn fell asleep, including himself, mid-note.
Right. And I'm the Queen of Skyrim.
This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin via the Eyes Only Informant Net. Peace out.